Okay, so welcome to AB Form. We are going to look quickly through the overview on objectives and keywords. So our overview, the purpose of this lesson is to help the students establish an understanding of AB form. Now, AB is literally just meaning the first two letters of the alphabet. They're just letters that we're using to name different parts of songs. So don't think that it's like an acronym for something. It just is the first two letters of the alphabet. Our objectives today are to define what form is, to describe song sections using letters A, B, or words, verse, chorus. Recall that a common music form is A-B or verse chorus. It's also called binary form. We're going to learn all about this today. Our keywords are A-B form, verse, and chorus, and we're going to get definitions throughout about all of these keywords. So let's keep going. Okay. Let's look at our instructions. All right, we have a couple of questions. First question is, were the words of the song repeated over and over, or was there a new part introduced? So we're looking at this song. We're going to listen to it and answer that question. Is it repeated, or is it one part and then a second part? So let's just listen and try. I know this is our very first time trying to listen for this, but we're going to see if there's a repeat or if it's not repeated and there's something different afterwards. Okay, friends. So we have the theme, which is the bow wow wow, da da da, little Tommy Tucker's dog, bow wow wow, woof. Now, does that repeat, or is there something else in the song? Go ahead and just thank you. Yes, go ahead and unmute yourselves because I can't see your pictures right now. And you are correct. They do repeat. So because they repeat, that means they are the same. So if you were to take that first theme and the bow wow wow, da 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 da, little Tommy Tucker's dog, bow wow wow, that part, and you were to label it something, it's the very beginning of the song. So we are going to label it with the very beginning of the alphabet, and that is A. If it repeats, the next section is the same. So we're also going to call that section A. So a song that repeats itself is going to be called a song in A form because they're the same and we're still at the beginning of the alphabet. So if it were to change, we would continue to go through the alphabet. But right now, they're right the same, right at the beginning of the alphabet. So this is called A form. All right, now we're going to learn a little bit about AB form. I believe we have the same question. Are the words to blast off repeated over and over, or was a new part with new words added? So we're going to have to try to separate these into themes, separate them into like phrases, like sentences. So let's listen and see if we can hear where it changes from A, the first theme, and then B, something new is happening.
I've got an itch in my brain to find out what's up there. I'd like to fly to the great beyond. I was studying to the training to become an astronaut. With my body through the testing, give it everything I've got. To hear that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off into the sky. We'll be going up, get ready to fly. We'll be coming down with something to say. We'll be telling everyone what we did in outer space today. I'll have a new suit so I can space walk before this. With the telescopes in the far away. Little food packs to squeeze out when there's zero gravity. Want the pages to show me everything I need to see. Let's hear that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off into the sky. We'll be going up, get ready to fly. We'll be coming down with something to say. We'll be telling everyone what we did in outer space today. Blast off into the sky. We'll be going up, get ready to fly. We'll be coming down with something to say. We'll be telling everyone what we did in outer space today.
Okay, friends. So as we already know, there is going to be a time where we change from the A section to the B section, from the verse to the chorus. Now, this song makes it pretty apparent because they count down the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then comes the new section, the B section. I think it would be beneficial to do a quick activity with this so that you guys really get where the A and the B sections come in and you can tell the difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm making little cards. An A card and a B card. All right, so we've got the A card and the B card. And probably to you, this all looks like a backwards B, but that's just video for you. So when we are singing the verse, the part that tells the story, the part that has all different words, we are going to be holding up the A card. when we sing or hear the chorus, which is the repeated part that comes after the countdown, I'll hold up the B card. So let's listen to this song one more time, and I'll show you exactly where those transitions happen. Now, there's lots of words in the verses. So the A section winds up being quite a bit longer than the B section. So just so you know, I'll keep holding the A section up for a longer time. So here we go.
An itch in my brain to find out what's up here. I'd like to fly to the great beyond. I will study, do the training to become an astronaut. Put my body through the testing, give it everything I've got. To hear that 10, 9, 8.
This is called a transition.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off into the sky. We'll be going up, get ready to fly. We'll be coming down with something to say. We'll be telling everyone what we did in outer space today.
Alrighty, so that was our transition to A and B, and like I said, there's a little part in the middle there that we're not labeling right now, but it's called a transition. But this is an example of A-B form. Okay, so like in the first picture, we saw that we had two peanut butter holders that were both called A because they're the same. Now we have two different ones. We have a peanut butter holder called A and a jelly holder called B. So that's to show that they are different. Here we can see them in different colors. A and B are different. A and B are different. The main other part that I want to really make sure you guys are understanding is that the A section is the verse. It's the part where the story is being told, and therefore it winds up usually being longer than the B section. The B section is the chorus, and it's the culmination of ideas, and it's the part that gets repeated multiple times throughout the song. Now, you can remember the word binary form and know that it means A-B form because binary, bi means two. So how many letters are in binary form? A and B. There are 2 letters, and that is why it's called binary. 2 parts, 2 letters. Okay, we have a quick video that talks about the B section. Again, the B section is the chorus. The A section is the verse. So you'll hear the verse starting out, and then when they start talking about the B section, that's where the chorus is. So let's listen.
When I look in your eyes, I start dreaming. We twinkle like the stars in the sky. It's no surprise, you must realize. Each time I see you, babe, I'm mesmerized. This is a new B-section, baby. This is a new B-section, baby. This is a new B-section, baby. Now we're going back to the A. We tried to write a theme and variations. We tried to write it wonderful. But each time we tried, we sat down and cried. Cause all we needed was a B-section girl. This is our new B-section, baby. This is our new B-section, baby. This is our new B-section, baby. Now we're going back to the A. And this is our C-section, it's called the bridge. This is our C-section, it's called the bridge. This is our new B-section, baby. This is our new B-section, baby. This is our new B-section, baby. Yeah, we're going to the finish. No, we're going to the finish. Now we're gonna finish. Gonna finish the song.
So shout out to all the boy bands out there. Very, very 90s, but we really do hear about the B section, and they hint about another section moving down the alphabet, the C section, which would be a third section. They called it the bridge. We will learn more about that as we go further into form, but for now we're focusing on A and B. Now, we have another example. So when we talked about the A section, we kind of compared it with like a peanut butter jar. The B section wound up being jelly. Now we have a cookie, very specific kind of cookie. Alfajores is a popular cookie in Argentina that consists of dulce de leche, which is like a sweet caramel, but it's really creamy, sandwiched between two cookies, like shortbread cookies. And we're going to use this cookie to discuss another form, and it is called ABA form. So we're going to listen to this piece, and we are going to hear what ABA sounds like. Another name for ABA is ternary form. Ternary means three. There are three parts. Even though two of those parts are the same, both of them are A, there's still three. They're separated by the B, so that makes it a separate part. Now, when we are talking about this with verse and chorus, it means that it's verse, then chorus, and then verse again. It doesn't end with the chorus. It's just verse, chorus, verse. This is also a very popular form type, but because in Western music, we really love the chorus for some reason, so much more than the verses typically. A lot of times we wind up getting way more of the B section and not so much of the A section. So while this is a popular form, it's not quite as popular as AB, the binary form, because there's only two parts. So here we have the three parts of the cookie: cookie, middle, cookie. The cookies are the same, so we're going to call them both the A sections. The middle is that delicious dulce de leche cream, so we're going to call that the B section. Verses and chorus. So let's listen to the A section. Okay, that was the A section. Now we know, since the other cookie is also called A, that those sections should be the same. So let's go ahead and listen to the other cookie and double check and make sure that they are in fact the same. Okay, so those were in fact the same sound. Let's listen to the B section and make sure that it is in fact different. Yes, it was different. And even though these sounds and these songs did not have any lyrics, we can still tell that they are the verse, the chorus, and the verse just by the sound of them. So this is our third form that we're learning today, called ABA ternary form. We started with AA, then we went to AB binary, and then ABA ternary. We're still only working with those 2 letters of the alphabet, though. We're not going into C at all yet. Okay, so this will be our last activity for today. And then I will just review the couple of pages that you're going to go on with your own. This is a what is the form page, where we are going to listen to a piece and we are going to place the form in the piece. So I'm actually going to bring us to level 2, because we did learn about ABA. So it's possible that we could get an ABA form. Let's listen to this first piece, and we have to decide if it is ABA or just AB or AA. Okay, so maybe I went a little bit too far there, because that in fact was ABC form. They were all different sounds. So let's go back to level 1 and we'll try again. Thought that maybe level 2 would allow us to do ABA, but that's okay. All right, level 1, let's try. AB or AA?
AB.
Okay, so what we're asking is, was the first sound repeated or was it different the second time? So just unmute yourself and say repeated or different.
Repeat.
Repeated. If it's repeated, then it is AA. Let's check. That's wonderful. Let's try one more. Okay. You can say repeated or different. What do you think? Different. Now, a question I sometimes get is, does it always have to start with A, or could it start with B and then be A, C, in a different order? The beginning of the song is always, 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 always going to be labeled A. So let's check it. That's wonderful. Now let's go through the couple of things that you're going to do for homework so it's all very clear. On this screen, we are starting to look at the repeat sign. So you know how in AA form we have that repeat twice? The repeat sign is typically used for AA form. And it looks like this. It's 2 dots and a double bar line with the second bar line being a little thicker at the end. And what it means is that it is a symbol that's placed at the end of a section of music that tells us to repeat the section. So if we go ahead and we do that bow wow wow song and you sing that whole little part, then instead of having to write all of that music again, the composer can just write the repeat sign, and it just means, okay, just go back and sing it again. So it basically saves space and it saves time, and it's a really great symbol. Except when you're playing the music and you have to flip back pages, that's the worst. And you'll know when you're like playing piano or playing any kind of instrument, if that ever happens to you and you have to keep flipping back and forth the page, you're like, it gets really frustrating. But that's what the repeat sign is. So you don't really need to do that screen because I just explained it to you. This screen is the classical connections. What you're going to do is you're going to listen to each of the 3 pieces, and you're going to try to figure out if they are A, B, A, A, or A, B, A form. Okay? So you don't have to do anything crazy like jumping up and down or anything, but just try to figure out if they're A, B, A, or A, B forms. That should only take you 4 minutes or less. In this lesson, we learned to define form. We described the song sections using letters A, B, or words, verse, chorus. And we recalled that common music form is A, B, or verse, chorus, also called binary. In addition to that, we also learned about the repeat sign, and we learned about ABA form, and that's when the verse comes back at the end. So we have verse, chorus, verse. So really, the only screen that you guys have to do for homework is this classical connections screen, where what I'd really like you to do is practice hearing the changes from A to B and back and forth. Okay, so I'm going to stop